B727 heading south of 1560. We are do our best. 35 your day, south 15. Giant 74 Tango Whiskey, 1.6 for 3000, 140.
Hi folks, we're back. We're on the ramp of Asia Pacific Airlines here at Honolulu. Got a 727 in front of us. I decided to do it. We're going to do it the right way. Or as much as the right way as I can stomach. Hopefully the sound levels are a little better. Try to move the mic a little farther away here. I noticed I was really loud last couple videos, so I apologize for that. We'll see what we can do about that. Hopefully this should be a little more acceptable. Like I said, here on the ramp, Asia Pacific Airlines, they don't operate this flight anymore with this airplane. They do 757s now. 727's been retired, but meh. I like the 72, so we'll give it a go. And we're going to be doing it with an INS, the Carousel 4A INS, which I am quite enthralled about. So, that is what it is. It's going to be a lot of work. I'm probably going to embarrass myself. But, hey, that's what we're here for. So, going over some quick things here. Flight today is going to take us from here in Honolulu down to Christmas Island, or Cassidy International, in Kiribati. Flight time today, we're looking at about, I don't know, 3 hours-ish. So, longer flight, but should be quite fun, especially with the 7.2. It's probably going to be longer set of videos here. I think I've decided I'm going to split them in two. Keep the airtime down. So, yeah, it's going to be a longer video because I'm going to try and bring back at every point that I need to update the SIVA. That'll be muy caliente, so to speak. Alright. Well, let's stop blabbing about it. Let's do it. So, we're in 2020. 727 kind of works in 24, but I'd rather just use it where I know it works. It's getting a little loud here, so we're just going to go ahead and hop in here. And of course, they didn't turn the Gasper fans on, so it's quite warm. Let's sit down here. We should be on ground power, which we are. Got some galley power. Obviously, no APUs, so no packs. But you gotta be careful running the packs on the ground anyway. So we'll just pop open a window here. And get the Gasper fans on. That'll provide a little airflow. Get the cargo heat outflow to normal. Gasper fan on. Cooling doors can come open. This is the cooling doors for the packs. I'm not running the packs yet, but the more airflow they have, the better. Ignore our stuck pressure gauge there. I don't know what that's all about. This airplane seems to be very buggy for me. Don't know exactly why that is, but it is what it is. So we'll see what we can't get into today. Alright, we'll go ahead and sit back in the captain's seat, make sure our lights are set. Nav lights on, logo lights on, that's fine. Get our window heats on. Stall test. That's good. Light recorder test. Light comes on. Beep. No smoking and seatbelt signs. Down on. Alright. Disc is off. That's fine for now. When heats are off, that's fine for now. We're going to be using Beyond ATC again. I did fiddle around, so we're going to have GSX audio. See how that works. There she is. Let's get this warming up. So, put it to standby. And this is the point where I'm going to bring up the iPad. Go over our route. Now, if we go here to... remember how to use this. Status 095, so we're completely unaligned right now. We're gonna dial this back to position. As you can see, you get the flight plan up on the iPad now. So our initial position here. We'll just use the airport position, that'll be good enough. Actually, no, we're gonna do this the right way. Go to our charts. Taxi. Airport info continued. No, that's not right. Where is it? Parking spots coordinates. Doesn't show it there. There we go. We're gonna be at 91 Bravo. So we're looking for these. Oh, nice. We're gonna crash. That's wonderful. Let's go back here. Oh, I did save it. There we go. I'm going to not highlight, but we're looking at these right here, the first one. So, we're going to type that in here. And we'll just move that speed brake handle out of the way for a second. Looking at north. 21. 19.7. 21, 19.7. Insert. West, 157, 157, 55.9. 157, 55.9. Insert. Now that we've got that put in position, we can select this to align. And we'll go this to status. And this number here will start decreasing. Best possible outcome is going to be 0.5, and that's what we're going to aim for today due to the fact that this is a long flight and there are no VOR radio beacons to realign this to. So we want the best possible navigation, because it will drift over time. That's the downside to INS navigation. It's just rudimentary gyros. It does drift, like any gyro does. So we want to get this as good as possible. So we'll let that stew for a bit. And while it's in align mode, we can put in our waypoints, so we'll come back to that. And see, this one's a little bit quicker than the real one. It already went down to 8.5. Looking for 0.5, and it's on bat there. It's enunciated on bat, but that should go away. Alright, and we're going to utilize the auto throttle and autopilot today, obviously on this 3-hour flight. This one has been retrofitted with auto throttle. And probably, this flight is circa 2015, so they probably would have had a FMS of some sort or Garmin system in this IRL, but it's more fun this way. Let's head back here, and we're already loaded up and all that, so we don't need to worry about any of that. I'll go and review our flight plan now. So, routing today, Pele 3 to Lanai, Victor 7 to Kona, then direct Noyes, direct 15 north, 156 west, direct 10 north, 157 west, direct Waslu, direct GU VOR, and direct to Cassidy Airport. And ZVOR is right over the airport, so. Alright, cargo outflow is normal, gas performance on, that's good to go. We're going up to 330 today, that's set here. Now let's look at our handy dandy little chart here. We're going up to 330. So we should have a cabin altitude of 4,800 feet. So let's set that here. It's forever to scroll up. That's fine. 4,800 feet. Beautiful. Now we're in auto. Put this down to check. We should see standby enunciate, auto fail, and start to go back to auto. Those lights extinguish, and the outflow valve goes back to full. Wonderful. Alright. Looking good here. We're going to do an APU fire test. Light illuminates. Get the bell. Now if we reset it once and reset it again. If you don't reset it again, it will not, the APU won't start because it'll still be disabled because it thinks that it's on fire or was on fire. We'll just leave this on position test because I like the little illumination there, you know. That's on normal. Let's go check hydraulics. So energize hydraulic system B. You should see the pressure increase. We're looking for it to be in the green or just short of it. Now we got plenty of hydraulic quantity. Both our standby and all that. Cool, we're in the green. So we're going to open up the ground interconnect, which should energize this. And when that energizes, off the hydraulic system A, that will energize our Kruger flaps, which are the flaps on the leading edge of the wing. And as you can see, they are retracting back up into there as they would when you're taxiing around with flaps retracted. As you can see, our spoilers were extended a little bit too. Now you can see the leading edge flaps light is extinguished. And if we go back here, that's extinguished. Now if we de-energize the ground interconnect, that will depressurize the A system hydraulics, and our Kruger flaps will start to come back down due to the force of gravity, which they should start to do here shortly. It may take a second for it. Kind of see them start to move there. And you see the lights illuminate there, and we should have a leading edge flaps disagree light, which we do. Last check we're going to do on the hydraulic system is we're going to energize the standby hydraulic system. How do we do that? Back over up here to the overhead. And we go up here to rudder, standby, on. You heard that little bark there? And boom. Hydraulic standby system is on. It's not, you don't get full control, but it does assist with rudder and basic controls. So guard that, and that'll depressurize, light goes out. Wonderful. We're already fully fueled and loaded, so we can get all the fuel pumps on now. According to our flight plan here, we have a total of 38,100 pounds on board, which checks out. Alright, so our pressurization's all set up and everything like that. We're just about ready to boogie. We need to get our INS set up. So as you can see, this down here is 6.5 and battery light has gone out, which means we're now on our own power. Or it's now on the DC. Supplied DC power, sorry. We'll go to waypoint. Now it's just showing our current position that we entered it in on position. Go to waypoint 1. Scroll down here on the flight plan. Gotta do this the old-fashioned way. So if we take up Pele 3 here, I don't think this is a conventional. Oh, it is. Huzzah! It is a conventional, and we're using the lanai transition. So, alright, let's see here. 4-8 left, probably. Must complete right turn to assigned heading within 2 nautical miles of runway departure, and cross Cocoa Head VOR, 240 radial, Cocoa Head VOR at or above 2,500. So we need to have Cocoa Head VOR tuned in, and that is 113.9. Come down here to our radios, and we're retrofitted with modern radios, because why not? Alright, so nav, we want 113.9, which conveniently is already in. We'll put that to the active. And as you can see, no lights are illuminated here. That is because we don't have our avionics switches active here. 1, then 2. Frame rates are in the gutter, but that's alright. Now we're active here. So, after that, we are going to need the Lanai VOR, which is 117.7. So, how this will work, we will turn probably right to heading assigned after departure. We'll expect vectors to Pele. Now, Pele is going to be DME 22.7 from the Molokai VOR, but it is going to be DME 23.5, I believe, from HNL or Cocohead. So as it says here, we're going to turn right to assigned heading. Now we want to be 25 at or above 2500 when we cross the 240 radial. So we want to dial in 240 on our course. And so basically what that'll do is when this line crosses here, we need to be at 2500 or above. Once we meet that, and they'll vector us to Pele. So I'm going to actually, in their standby, tune in the Honolulu VOR. That's going to be 114.8. Make that active. 14.8. Because Pele is going to be DME 23.5 on a 110 heading. Or 110 course, sorry. From the Honolulu VOR. So once we reach 23.5 from the Honolulu VOR on a ATC heading, we should know that we're about over Pele. Then from there, we will track on a 290 radial. So that's 290 radial from, or towards the Lanai VOR. It's the opposite of 290 for us. It's going to be, let's see here, 90. Math in my head is not working right now. But as you can see here, Pele maintain 5,000, then on transition expect clearance to en route altitude, flight level at Lanai VOR. Go back to our flight plan, because thank you, Navgraph, because I'm absolutely brain dead. Should give us a heading. It doesn't. That's all right. Well, we'll just know to track. Let me just do the math here and figure this out, because my brain is just fried, apparently. So we want the 290 radial. So we'll probably just fly it manually, honestly, if we can. So we'll have to remember to dial that in manually after we cross 240 radial from Cocohead. And so we're going to fly the departure probably by hand completely. just make it easier. So our first waypoint then is going to be Noyes, which is north. Oopsies. North 1748.3. Insert that. West 15604. Point one. Insert. Cool. Waypoint 2 is north 1500. Yep. And then west 156000. Excuse my dog's sneeze. 3 is going to be north 1000. And west 157. Okay. The next waypoint is Waslu at north 500. And west 15715. Point 1. Insert that. And next waypoint is going to be the GVOR, which will probably fly that by radio. But just as a backup, I'm going to put it in here. Where's this GVOR? Christmas Island VOR. Oh, it's an NDB, is it? Yes, it is. We can fly that, but I'd rather just not. So it's 15903 north. Wait a minute. That doesn't make sense. Those coordinates are not adjusted. That's why. It's 181 nautical miles from Waslu. I don't think we're going to be able to fly that by radio. So we'll just put in the airport coordinates and go from that. So it's going to be north... Oh, I guess it is adjusted. Never mind. North 0159. North 0159. 2. Insert. West 157. Oh, right. West 15721. Insert. There we go. Alright, I'll go back to status. We're at 3.5. So still got a little bit to wait there. At this point, let's go ahead and get our clearance. So, let's see here. Well, we'll go ahead and get the ATIS first. So I'm 27.9. work.
Dew point 18. Altimeter 3020. VFR conditions. Landing and departing runways 04 right, 08 left, 08 right. Advise on initial contact. You have information Yankee. Honolulu Airport information Yankee. 2222 Zulu. Wind 060 at 18, gusts 26. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 2,500. Scattered at 3,800. Scattered at 5,500. Temperature 29er. Dew point 18. Altimeter 3020. VFR conditions. Landing and departing runways 04 right, 08 left, 08 right. Advise on initial contact. You have information Yankee.
We got Yankee. The 21-4, which is clearance. We're flying Asia Pacific Airlines, so our call sign is Magellan. Our flight number is 1225. Honolulu clearance, Magellan 1225. I'd like to pick up our IFR to Cassidy.
November 13065, ready for airways to Kaliloa, John Rogers Field.
November 13065,
Yes, it did take.
Honolulu clearance. Cleared to Kaliloa, John Rogers Field. Opihi tree departure, Opihi transition, then as filed. Maintain 4000. Departure frequency 124.8. Squawk 4664.
Cleared to Kaliloa, John Rogers Field. Opihi tree departure, Opihi transition, then as filed. Maintain 4000. Departure frequency 124.8. Squawk 4664. November 13065.
November 13065, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for start or taxi.
Ground 121.9er when ready for start or taxi, November 13065.
Magellan
Oh, it did take.
1225, Honolulu clearance, cleared to Cassidy. Poly tree departure, Lanai transition, then as filed. Maintain 4000. Departure frequency 124.8. Squawk 4224.
Third Cassidy, Pele 3 departure, Lanai transition, then as filed, maintain 4000, departure frequency 124.8, squawk 4224, Magellan 1225.
Magellan 1225, read back correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for push or start.
21-9, ready for the push, Magellan 1225. Let's get that dialed in and ready here. 121.9. Cool. Let's freeze a
Philippine
little bit here.
101 Heavy. Cross runway
alright.
4 left at Delta. Continue taxi
So
via
one thing I
Delta.
like about 24
Hold
is
short
frame
runway
rate is
4
so
left.
much better. That's one thing they did do right.
Cross runway 4
Alright,
left at Delta.
we're about
Continue
ready
taxi
to
via
boogie here,
Delta.
so
Hold
just going
short
to get the
runway 4
AP
left.
started.
Philippine 101 Heavy.
That's starting up. Cooling doors on the packs are open, that's good. All our instruments are ready to go.
November 13065,
Go
request
heading.
taxi to be active.
November 13065. Runway 4 right, taxi via Charlie.
Flight director.
Alright, we'll taxi to runway 4 right via Charlie, November 13065.
That's good. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, we'll go ahead and switch over to ground. Oh, we already did. Alright. Forgot I still had it set up for him to do it automatically. Basically what we want to ensure is we don't move with this in a line. So we'll just leave it in a line until we're ready to push. And as soon as we call for the tow truck to connect, we'll switch it to nav. because if the
Contact
aircraft so
Tower
much as
118.1,
gets
November
bumped, when it's
13065.
in align mode, it can throw it off, and that's what we don't want, because we're going to have to rely on this for most of our navigation. So, and I'm going to make sure we're in nav mode. Granted, I guess it doesn't really matter, because we're just going to use aux nav anyway. That. There's that. Good stuff. Alright. And we're at 05, so we're completely aligned and ready to go. Let's go ahead and get our APU on bus. Okay, that went on. That's not supposed to go out, but that's fine. We'll just switch this over to APU. Go ahead and disconnect galley power, or we'll keep galley power on for now so we can close the door and all that. Keep the packs off. I don't want to deal with them, because they're so quickly anyway, as far as getting out of here. Alright. And then 4224 on the squawk. Far. This is what happens when you have DLSS on, but I can't be bothered with it. 424. Wonderful. We got auto brakes equipped on this airframe as well. You'll love to see it. Alright, let's get up out of our seat here. Go to the back, close the doors, and worry about getting on our way here. So let's go ahead and close the cargo door and close the main cabin door. On quick spot, there it is. There we are. Outside view here. Closing. It's going to continue to close. Let's go back in, disconnect the ground power. And I am going to be using all flight engineer assists today because just too much work to do it all myself. Move the ground power. Go to take off here. Go ahead and maybe use flaps 15, that's fine. And we're planning on 8 left. So set EPR and trim, set speeds. Well, that's set. Alright. So we're ready to go here. Let's go ahead and put this to nav. And we'll get GSX out here. Get our beacon light on. Honolulu ground, Magellan 1225, ready for the push.
Magellan 1225, Honolulu ground, pushback approved. Face west.
Push proof, face west, Magellan 1225.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Alright. So we're good to go. Let's go ahead and get this door closed. Okay. Yep, just close that door. Still got our window open, which we'll have to remember, but that's alright. Transponder can go to TARA.
Southwest 1656.
Departure
at
checks
gate
completed.
Echo 7.
Bypass
Request
pin
pushback.
inserted.
We're ready to boogie.
Southwest 1656.
This is going to be a
Honolulu
stressful
ground,
departure for sure.
pushback approved.
But that's alright.
Face south.
Pushback
I also drank
approved.
a lot of
Face
coffee
south.
before this, so
Southwest 1656.
I've got the jitters. But that's alright. Makes it more interesting. Alright. And we need to release our chocks. Forgot about that.
Locking gear.
Bones and chocks removed. Cool, we're fully ready here. So 2500, passing the 240 radial from Cocoa Head VOR. And I'm an idiot, it's like 110 degrees. It's going to be our inbound course for the Lanai VOR. So we'll set that once we pass 240. We should be on, maybe facing east. No, west.
Release parking brakes, please.
Alright, we're ready to go. Beacon lights on. Let's dump the parking brake and get out of here.
Commencing push.
So,
All engines clear. Start
come
at
back
will.
here. Make sure we got good pressure. Our gauge is still stuck, but I know we do. So, come up here. Start 1, 3, then 2. Starting number 1. Looking for 20%. N2. Just this gauge there. That doesn't get in the way. Right about there. Introduce the fuel. Got light off. And one is definitely rotating. Starter cutout. Oil pressure lights out. For a hot start. Alright, we got rollback. So that's number 1 coming on. Close the guard. It's starting to get loud, so I'm going to go ahead and close the window here.
Southwest 1656. Ready to taxi to the active.
Alright. That is number 1
Southwest
stabilized.
1656. Runway 4 right,
So we'll
taxi
start
via
number 3.
Sierra, Delta, Charlie. Hold short runway 8 left.
Runway 4 right, taxi via Sierra,
Again,
Delta,
20%
Charlie.
and
Hold
2.
short runway 8 left, Southwest 1656.
November 173 Lima Lima. Ramp 80 taxi via
20%.
Echo.
Fuel in.
Hold short runway 4 left.
Light off.
Ramp 80 via Echo. Hold
Pressure
short
lights
runway
out.
4 left. November 173 Lima Lima.
You missed the taxi line there. Oh, no, you
November
didn't. Never mind.
173 Lima Lima. Cross runway 4 left at Echo. Continue taxi via Echo, Charlie.
Alright, starter cutout.
Cross runway
Got
4
good
left
rollback.
at Echo.
That's number 3
Continue
online.
taxi via Echo. Charlie, November
Go ahead and close
173
the
Lima
guard
Lima.
and start number 2. A little bit of freezing.
Please set parking brakes.
There's number 2 starter open.
Southwest 1656.
Set
Cross
parking
runway
brake.
8 left at Delta.
Waiting your confirmation
Continue
for a good
taxi
engine
via
start.
Sierra, Delta. Hold short runway 4 left.
We'll wait till we introduce fuel, then we'll confirm for him.
Cross runway 8 left at Delta. Continue taxi via Sierra, Delta.
20%.
Hold short runway
Fuel
4
in.
left, Southwest 1656.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Get good light. You should see that leading edge flaps light disagree. Go out here. Yep. As the A system hydraulics are now pressurized with the engines running. Alright, we got rollback, so we're good. That's 3 good engines. Go ahead and close the guard. Oopsies. Close the guard. It should be on normal, which it is. Veto heat's on. Arm anti-skid. Normal, good.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Should be
Left is clear. Right is clear.
one more heat, I believe.
Southwest 1656. Cross runway 4 left at Delta. Continue taxi via Delta, Charlie.
Stall heater switch on this one. Always forget.
Cross runway for left at Delta. Continue taxi via Delta. Charlie,
we're
southwest
good.
1656.
Alright, let's go ahead and get our gens online. Now this requires a smidge of finesse. So we got hand signal, we're good. What we want to do here is we want to turn this to Gen 1. Put that online first. Now let's check our cycles per second frequency. It should be at exactly 400, which is that middle line there. And it's, see how it's not? That's bad. So we'll take our adjustment knob here for the frequency and dial that up till it gets to exactly 400. Once it's there, close it. Now we can move the essential power up to Gen 1 for now. Now if we go to Gen 2, Gen 3, see how it's higher and it's not synced, so these lights are flashing. These generators need to be synced, and that's very important. Otherwise you can damage the electrical systems. So lights are out, it's exactly at 400. Close the generator. Now, go to Gen 2. You see this one's low, so dial it up to 400 exactly. Lights are out, they're synced. You can close the generator. Now for normal operation, essential power will be on Gen 2. Then, now what we can do is turn on both galley powers. We can go ahead and close the APU bleed and start up the packs. Some airflow going here. With that done, we can go ahead and just make sure the generator's tripped on the APU and shut it off. Now, what we'll go ahead and do at this point is we've got our window closed, so this can go to flight. That'll pressurize the airplane. So we are all set to boogie. Next thing we can do,
1656.
set flaps 15.
Contact Honolulu Tower 118.1.
Over to Tower 118.1.
little bit far.
Southwest
There we go.
1656.
Now you can see you got disagree light and the flaps are starting to move. That's what we like to see. Taxi light on. Honolulu ground, Magellan 1225, taxi with Yankee.
Magellan 1225. Runway left taxi via Alpha.
8 left via Alpha, Magellan 1225. Alright, we're good to go. So, brakes off, throttle up a little bit, and we should start to roll. Brakes are release. They're probably just heavy. Some more beans. Yeah, there it goes. Alright, we're fully set up. We're on heading. We'll set runway heading for now. Which... take it off 08. Let's see if my Bravo works. Nope, it doesn't. That's gonna make it hard. So we'll set that right before takeoff then. Oh, I can just scroll from here. Right about there is runway heading. Should be around 082 or so. And I can just confirm. No, it's 079. So dial it back 1, 2, 3. That should be 079. Taxi lights on and all that, so that's good. Quick outside shot. I apologize if it is super loud. I'll try and correct that in editing. There we go. So we'll hit a left, not here, but the next one. Don't go any farther than that, you end up heading into Hickam, and that's no bueno. This should be interesting for sure. Keep in mind now, this is ticking, so our
Southwest 1567.
alignment will
Gate
drift.
Echo 8 taxi via Kilo. Hold short runway 4 left. Gate Echo 8 via
You can
Kilo.
actually
Hold short runway 4
realign
left.
it on the fly
Southwest
using
1567.
radio beacons. I'll be honest with you, I'm not quite sure how to do that. I never really learned,
Magellan
and
1225.
it's not really
Contact
usable
Honolulu Tower
on today's flight, because
118.1.
the only time we're going to be around radio beacons is when we're there and when we're here. And we've got enough alignment where it doesn't really matter at the moment. So, Honolulu Tower 18-1, we'll see ya. Magellan 1225.
Negative. Tower on 118.1.
Tower on 118.1 and Magellan 1225. We'll see you. Stop here. Set our park and brake. Alright, let's get all the lights and fun stuff on. Good to go. Anti-skid is armed. Transponder is TARA. Auto pack trip. Go to normal. Once we throttle up past a certain percentage, I forget the N1 percentage, it'll arm itself. That way, if we lose an engine, the packs will automatically cut off, and we don't lose any extra engine power to the packs. That way, if we have to go around or just climb out, it makes it a lot easier. All that's all set. We're ready to go. Our auto brakes can get armed now to RTO. Take a step outside. Dang, that's a good looking airplane. Wings and everything. Alright. Cool. So, we're ready to go. Let's call it. And just to rebrief our departure here, we're going to get vectors out. We want to cross the 240 radial of Cocoa Head at or above 2,500. Then, once we've crossed that, we'll readjust our course to 110 and take that towards the Lanai VOR. And our first reporting point is Pele, and that should be DME 23.5. And we'll actually go outbound from Honolulu VOR first, which is 14.8. So we'll just go. We should have plenty of time to go inbound to the Lanai VOR. Let's see here. Let me just make sure that it's appearing. So Lanai VOR is 17.7. That's dialed in our standby. So do we get a distance reading? No. That's probably because we're on the ground. Because it's only 40, 50 miles away, so yeah, we'll be fine. So we'll just track 110 inbound to that, and we've got the Honolulu VOR dialed up in our standby, which is going to be this. So if we're 23.5 out here, that means we've reached the waypoint Pele. Alright, cool. That's us briefed again. Let's good to go. Honolulu Tower, good morning. Magellan 1225, ready for departure, 08 left.
Magellan 1225 Honolulu Tower, wind 060 at 18, gusts 26, fly heading 110, runway 8 left, cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 110, runway 8 left, cleared for takeoff, Magellan 1225. Oh, throttle up a little bit here. We'll set our heading to 110. There it is. Gonna give it a little bit more juice for that breakaway thrust. And one thing to note with the 727's primitive auto throttle system is it's not to be used for climb or anything really sensitive. That's mainly for just cruise, holding your speed, and descent. It can be utilized as well. But you need to monitor it closely because you cannot rely on it. Alright, so immediately after departure, we'll make the right turn to 110. This should be a fun one. Alright. Throw the brakes on. We're a little off to the left, but that's fine. But throttle up slowly here.
185 Heavy, ready for departure, runway 4 right.
Air Japan 185 Heavy, Honolulu Tower, wind 060 at 18,
Stood
gust
on the
26,
brakes.
fly heading 250, runway 4 right, cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 250, runway 4 right, clear rad for takeoff. Air Japan 185 Heavy.
Now due to the S duct, the number 2 engine is going to be have less pressure than the others at the same throttle setting. All right, that's our takeoff thrust set. Brakes released.
Honolulu Tower, American 3-1, visual runway 4 right.
And we're moving.
American Tree 1, Honolulu Tower, continue. Roger, American 3-1.
80 knots. Release that back pressure. V1, rotate. Nose up a little bit. This thing climbs like a pig, especially if it's heavy. Positive rate, gear up. That nose up. Start that right turn to 110.
Air Japan 185 Heavy, contact HCF departure.
Contact HCF departure. Air Japan
Shot it a little.
185 Heavy. See you.
Back inwards.
Magellan 1225, contact HCF departure.
Over to departure, we'll see Magellan 1225. Departure, Magellan 1225, climbing 800 feet.
Magellan 1225, HCF departure. Radar contact. Clear direct belay. Resume the poly tree. Climb and maintain 16,000 feet.
Resume Pele 3, climb maintain 16,000. Magellan 1225. Alright. I can't see a damn thing.
Negative. Clear direct belay.
Clear direct Pele, Magellan 1225. Alright, so let's go ahead and set up here. You know, our loc. Continue to climb out here. We're not far off our desired track. Flaps can come up. Low throttles just ever so slightly. Still climbing away here. On this heading.
Negative. Clear direct belay.
Cleared direct Pele, Magellan 1225.
Negative. Climb and maintain 16,000 feet.
Okay. Well, it's
Clear direct belay. Resume the poly tree. Climb and maintain 16,000 feet. Magellan,
Let's
1225.
get our instruments here.
Thousand to go.
Checked. Set to 16,000. Increase our climb a little bit. Got a little nose down trim. Alright, we're across the 240. I'm gonna go ahead and engage
Localizer alive.
autopilot. And we want to go turn knob. And then we want to go IAS hold. Reset the course to
HCF departure, Hawaiian 449 Heavy. Good day, 500 feet.
110.
Hawaiian 449 Heavy, HCF departure, radar contact, cleared
Yeah, we're
direct
gonna go ahead and
reach
go
through Kiowa
to
tree. Climb maintain
arm
flight
altitude
level
select.
180.
Go heading select.
Clear
And
direct Kiowa.
we will change this over to
Climb maintain flight
1727.
level 180, Hawaiian 449 Heavy.
And we'll change this over to nav loc. Now we should be tracking inbound on 110 to Lanai VOR. Holding 250. We're just short of it. Rate of climb is good. We're at 13 miles. About 214 miles from Honolulu VOR. And the airplane is readjusting to get us closer to tracking the 110 inbound with 290 radial. I can back that up with Navigraph so it looks good. Flaps are up. Gear never went up. That's interesting. I put it up on my thing, but I guess it didn't take. Whoopsies. And then he's managing the fuel. So I guess that's why we're climbing so bad. Even though I put the gear up, didn't want to do it. It's fine. Alright, we're tracking the radial now. That's great. Once we get past 250, I'm going to take over altitude control, lower the nose a little bit, increase the speed, get us up to around 280 knots. Then I'll put it back on IAS mode. We're climbing out a lot better now. Good for 23.5 DME here. That gear's up for real now. No. There we go. Alright. Freeze a little bit, that's alright. Go ahead and disable the auto pack trip. Don't need that. Packs didn't trip, that's good. Our winter heats are on now. Taxi light can come off.
Air Japan
Wind light can come
185
off.
Contact Honolulu Center 135.4.
About to pass 10,000 there. Go ahead and go to speed. Lower that nose a little. One more. 23 miles over Pele right now. That's good. And from Lanai, the outbound.
All aircraft be advised information Zulu now current. Altimeter tree 018.
Alright. We're gonna want 129 outbound of Lanai.
So we're actually just gonna go via Kona. Right to Kona. That's gonna be 112.1. Get that dialed in now. $12.1. And that should be a 129.
Magellan 1225. Contact Honolulu Center 127.
130.
Have a good day.
Honolulu Center 127.6. Have a good day for Magellan 1225. Honolulu Center, Magellan 1225, climbing Pele 3, 13,900 for 16,000. Increase our rate of climb a little bit.
Magellan 1225, Honolulu Center. Climb and maintain flight level 330.
Climb maintain 330, Magellan 1225. Not a lot of outside looking right now.
Magellan 1225, contact Honolulu Center 124.1.
We're about 28 miles from Lanai.
Honolulu Center 124.1. We'll see you at Magellan 1225.
Honolulu Center, good afternoon. Magellan 1225, climbing 15,000 for 330. And all of these lights can come off now.
Magellan 1225, Honolulu Center, roger.
Certainly action-packed, that's for sure.
8668.
We're at
Contact Honolulu Center
2627.
127.6.
We're almost at 280 on the speed.
Center on 127.6.
At 24 miles.
8668.
From Lanai, track the 130 outbound to Kona. Then from Kona, we could go ahead and dial in our SIVA.
That'll take us to Noyes.
Okay, we'll set that there. We'll go to IAS hold mode. Doesn't want to go into IAS hold mode, so throttle back a little bit. Increase our rate of climb. Uh-oh. That's because we never reset it. Altitude select, IAS hold. My bad. Alright, we're 17 miles from Lanai. I'm gonna get some backlighting on because it's kind of hard to see the instruments. That's right there up top here.
Magellan 1225. Contact Honolulu Center 119.3.
Honolulu Center, 119.3. We'll see you at Magellan 1225. Check this out. Honolulu Center, Magellan 1225, climbing 17,000 for flight level 330.
Magellan 1225, Honolulu Center.
Throttle up some more here. Some more juice. Reduce our climb rate. We're about 10 miles from Lanai. Come up here, we can't see it because there's some clouds here. But you can see we're actually over the Lanai Island now. At about 5 miles, we'll actually go ahead and set it now to 130. That'll give us a soft turn.
Crossing 17,500.
Copy that. Reset the barrow. $992. Did it revert us back to heading? No, it did not.
Let's keep this in the same direction to intercept, which is what we like to see. We're going to go ahead to vertical speed, increase the vertical speed a little bit, bleed off some more speed. About 20,000 feet now. This should come alive here. There it goes. And we'll start that turn. It's not very smooth, but whatever. Still in nav look. Yes. We overshot it ever so slightly. It's kind of chunky. I don't like that, but it should figure itself out. We need to increase our vertical speed even more. We'd have some more of that speed. There we go, now we're intercepting. And we'll dial in the Kona VOR on our standby here, just to get a fix on it. It's going to be 112.1. Very busy flying these days. 12.1. About 73 miles out. We'll let that go down to about 60, and then we'll swap over. We're doing a nice intercept now, passing through 235. We'll go ahead and switch to IAS hold mode. This is a good climb speed. I'm happy with it. It's a little slow, but it's whatever. Neither here nor there. He's managing the fuel and the pack temperatures perfectly fine. So, welcome to flying the 727. It's a handful. Especially doing it the old way. Which, I mean, this is the semi-old way. As you see, just flip those back on, equalize the fuel balance. Passing through 25,000 now. And from Kona, we're going to take, let's see here. Should be inbound radial. Well, at about 7 or so miles from the Kona VOR, what we'll do is we will swap over to Oxnav, which should be this guy here. So if we go to desired track and status, that'll give us our desired track there. So at about 10 miles, we'll go ahead and set the desired track and go ahead and transition to Oxnav on our autopilot, which will track direct to that. Climbing away well now. Alright, we're about a little under, so we'll go ahead and switch over to 112.1. And make sure we're tracking at 130. We are now. That'll get us aligned better. The inbound to Kona. By the way, there's Maui, where we were to start with.
Magellan 1225, contact Honolulu Center 127.6.
127.6, we'll see at Magellan 1225. Honolulu Center, good afternoon. Magellan 1225, flight level 277 for 330.
Magellan 1225, Honolulu Center, Roger. Roger.
I'm gonna dial up the bug here. About 300. What's our desired cruise speed as far as the Mach number? Mach 80. We should be able to reach that just fine. Alright, about 47 miles from Kona. And once we reach Kona and get settled on our
Delta 495 Heavy. Contact Honolulu Center
Oxnav on the
124.1.
SIVA, I'm going to go ahead and dial up the NDB for Christmas Island, which is 333. That way we can track that.
Honolulu Center, Airspur 785,
Anyway.
9,800.
Yeah, that's that.
Airspur 785.
What a handful this
Honolulu
airplane is, I tell you.
Convey.
There's our Mach pointing coming down there. Ground speed of about... Do we have ground speed display in this? I don't think we do. According to NavGraph, ground speed 466 knots. So we're cruising. We are absolutely cruising. There's the big island there, I believe. Yep, that's the tip of the big island. That's Maui there. Flew past there in our Piaggio. We're 20, so we're about 300 now. Climbing out. And as I stated, this is going to be a longer video, just due to the nature. I mean, there's a lot to do in this airplane. We're pressurizing good. And cabin altitude is a little higher than what we wanted, but that's acceptable. So we're doing just peachy. And we're about 33 miles from the Kona VOR. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to get shots of the airplane now while we're climbing out. I'll come back with you once we get to Kona VOR because I want to show the transition from conventional navigation to the SIVA and go from there.
West 3530. Contact Oakland Oceanic 131.9
Alright folks, we're back here. We're just about 7 miles from the Kona VOR. We're leveled off at 330. I've got the auto throttle on.
Have a good day.
Set to hold about Mach 0.8. So that's that. I'll go ahead and throw the altitude hold on. Our desired track right now is 180, so we'll go ahead and set that for the intercept. We're going to track an outbound, whatever course that gives us. So once it's at 181, once we get settled on a track here, we will go ahead and once we're stable on a track, we'll switch over to the Oxnav. So we overshot it just a little, that's okay. Get it all situated, it's not a problem. Navloc is should be tracking. Well, 181, of course. We're still not quite doing it, so we're gonna set up a heading here. Intercept it. Go heading select. We want the 182 course now. So this is just a bunch of micromanaging at this point. And we're holding about Mach 0.80. Which is good. The 112 112.2 should be 112.1. Is that correct? Yeah, 112.1. Alright, we're set up on an intercept here. Let this get a little closer. Once that reactivates, we'll go ahead and chalk it off on over back to Navloke. Get settled on that course. And once settled on that course, we will switch over to Siva. Now, it's tracking from our current position to there. Alright, so we'll go ahead and go Navloke. Intercept that 180 radial. Or, well, sorry, not 180 outbound. We actually want to set this up for 171. That's alright. One radial. Sorry, I was just looking at the flight plan. I saw it's a 17. Oh, that's direct to Noyes. Yeah, that's what we want. 171. We're still holding Mach 180, so we're all situated as far as that goes. Let's get aligned with this radial. Then we'll hit direct. So Noyes, if we go to waypoints, should be actually, we'll just do, once we get established here, direct to, now we'll just do waypoint change 0 to 1. That'll take our current position to that, refresh it. Sorry, I had to jog my memory on that, because it was trying to go from Honolulu to Noyes, because we didn't refresh our position in relation to where we want to go, so it's fine. We're basically established now on the 171. So what we'll do is go to desired track and status, waypoint change 0, 1, insert. Well, that didn't quite work. Why is that? Noyes. Let's check the coordinates on that. Let's go to waypoints here. It's 1748180. 1.3, okay. And 15645. That can't be right. Must be. That's fine. Well, we're established now, so we'll go ahead and just go AuxNav. Switch over to that.
Now that we're over on Oxnav, should take over. Should be tracking. If it needs to be on GPS. Doesn't make sense though. No, I just need to be on nav. I think it's tracking now. We'll verify that. Oh, it's a desired track, not heading. Duh. So we're just perfect. Alright. So we are now established on auxiliary nav, tracking as we should. This will track us all the way along our flight plan. I'll come back with you once we reach Noyes just to make sure that it is tracking like it should be, but until then, enjoy.